There's everybody. Hi, good morning.
Morning, Professor.
Hi. So we've got 9 people. Let's see. How many are in the class? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we've got 9 out of 16. Let's see if some other people show up. Oh, Christine, I see your mic isn't working. Okay, well, I'll try to pay attention to the chat. So if you have any questions, because we'll be doing an exercise, and so I want to make sure if anyone's have any problems, I can respond to them. So okay. Let's just do a refresh really bit quick about the information and the videos that you read about file formats. And hopefully you didn't have much trouble with the assignment. I think I spelled it out pretty clearly. The most important, the biggest takeaway there is learning how to optimize your images in Photoshop. Because one of the biggest mistakes students always make, and I don't know if it's a mistake or they're just lazy, is that they don't size down their images before making the page. So basically, they have a really large image and then they resize it in CSS. So it seems like you've resized it, but the truth is that the person viewing that page still has to download all of the information in the picture. And that's why it takes so long to upload. And that's truly a waste. It's just, it makes your page heavier. It makes for a poor experience for the user if they're having to wait for all those photos to upload. So the rule of thumb is that you want, how large do you want your image to be? Well, you want it to be as what resolution, what size it should be, the largest that someone would be able to view it at. So, you can judge that from your mock-ups. You can take a look at them, check, do a quick pixel dimension check, and then size it down accordingly. And use that function, Save for Web, in Photoshop to experiment with the different file formats and the different compression rates, and find that sweet spot where you've got a good, not too large of a file, but you're not sacrificing quality as well. So that's the biggest takeaway from that assignment. So don't make the mistake of using overly large images for your site. It can really bring it down. So, but most of you, I looked at some of them, you guys did a great job. You really executed it well. So, let's see, what should we talk about first? Today, I want to talk about color, how we use color on the web. I want to talk about the next project, and then we're going to do a file path exercise I have for you. So it'll be another in-class assignment like we did with the trivia sites. So I have some files you'll download and start with. So let's see. Let's talk about color first. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Because we deal with color differently on the web than you do with print. There are 2 types of color and color mixing. There's additive and there's subtractive. And what you're probably used to is CMYK on the right here, and that's additive color. So the more ink you put on the page, the darker the color becomes until you reach black. So more is darker, because, you know, think back to, you know, your science classes in high school. The way we see color is there's pigment on the paper, the light goes down, light is absorbed, certain spectrums are absorbed by the paper, and the color that comes back to our eyes is what's left over. So we're losing light, basically with this. The white light is being broken up, and only some of it is hitting the eye. And then, so that's subtractive color. Light is being subtracted before it hits your eye. Additive color is what we're going to be using, RGB, and RGB stands for red, green, blue. And this is how computer monitors work. So every little pixel on your screen has the potential to be red or green or blue at various mixtures. So the more light that comes through those diodes, the lighter it becomes versus the darker it becomes. So more means white, more means lighter, whereas here more means darker. Here more means, and then if you go all the way up, you get white. So that's why when we specify a color in numbers, and if you go to Photoshop and you look at the channels, you know, you've got channels in the color mixer. If you go to red, green, blue channels, white will be 255, 255, 255. But if you put 255, 255, 255 in the CMYK, you're going to get black. So it's a little bit counterintuitive at first that 0 is black and 255 is white. But it's just something to get used to. So we're using RGB in this class. So you want to make sure all your image, if you use Save for Web in Photoshop, you will automatically always get RGB. So that's why it's a good, you know, good use of that function. Also, where did it go? The great thing, the good news here is that by using RGB, we have the best, you know, better color to work with than CMYK. So there's I posted a diagram down here showing, because it's light, it's, you know, bright light coming towards you, and you have a larger spectrum of colors to work with. So in this diagram, the entire shape is the spectrum we can actually see as human beings. The triangle represents what we're able to replicate using RGB. So you can see that there's some colors that we just cannot create. And then the white line shape here represents what we can create with CMYK. So obviously there's a lot of greens that we can't really do with CMYK, but we can do them with RGB. So we have a much larger gamut of colors to work with in RGB, and that's really great news because pixels are pretty. We can take it to our advantage. So I was saying our 255, 255, 255, that's how you would do colors in, well, there's different ways to do it. You can declare RGB values. So if you go over here, we open up the color picker, you can see down here, we've got RGB, 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 and this is black right now, so it's all at 0. And then we've got CMYK over here, and that gives it actually in percentages. But down here, we've got one right here that has a hashtag on it. And this is what we use for web colors. We're not declaring RGB, although sometimes we are, and I'll go over that. And if I forget to do it, remind me. But we're using a method for encoding colors called the hexadecimal system. What it is a hashtag with 6 characters after it. And this is a hexadecimal system. So the first 2 characters represent the red, and then the second 2 represent the green, and the last 2 represent the blue. And you'll notice there's letters in here because we use a decimal system, which is, you know, a base of 10, right? Does anyone know why we count to 10 and then start back at 0, you know, to 0, or, you know, there's nothing larger than 9. Does anyone know why? There's nothing magic about the number 10. We've made it magical because we have 10 fingers. That's how that system developed. If we had 4 fingers, if we were like cartoon characters, we would only have 8 characters to work with. Like, I think it's called an octal system. You know, so we'd go up to 7 and then 1 0, which we have is a value of 10 for us. 1 0 would be a value of 8 in our, you know, for the way we think about it. So it's a way of encoding more information in smaller space. So 0 is the minimum, F is the maximum. So A would be 10 or 11, I can't remember. So that's why we're doing this here. So 9E, so the larger value is the number on the left, just like if you had a 2 decimal number, that you know, 22 is a larger value because it stands for 20, and the lower value is here. So if you really wanted to bump this color up, you could increase the 9 on the red side, and that would give you a different kind of color. But, you know, I don't really think in these numbers. I usually use a tool to discover the different numbers, so I can copy and paste it. I don't really think in hexadecimals. So there are various tools out there that'll help you choose your colors and create palettes, nice palettes for your site. So I posted some references here. A big one that people use is down here is Adobe Color. So Adobe Color allows you to experiment with different colors. It gives you the wheel here. And what you do is on this color right here in the middle, well, you just move these around. And then if you have a color that you already know you want, you can go in and paste it. Go away. Yep, down here. So I'm just going to make up some numbers. See what we get there. Okay, that's a green. And it offers some palette options over here. You've got analogous, you've got monochromatic, triad. I can't explain exactly all the algorithms that go behind. Color theory is very complicated. Like, you can do a PhD dissertation in all of this. So you can play with these and come up with different color palettes. There's also websites that offer color palettes that people have made and shared. One of them is Color Lovers I've used this one before. And then if you go to, where is it? Oh, they changed it. Here, palettes. You can browse palettes and you can actually search for a certain keyword and find that. But when you're looking, when you're researching for a color palette, you need to really think. It's a little bit different for the web than for print. You really need to think in terms of functionality, because you need your colors to work for you in terms of, you know, helping the layout and be functional, basically. So you don't always want to choose just the prettiest palette. You want to think about, you know, what you're going to need on your page to differentiate from section to section. So is this green one here, although it's a nice monochromatic palette, it doesn't offer any accent colors. You need sort of a red and a white, not a red, a black and a white, although black and white don't have to be black and white. That's important to know. So there's a really great article in here that I posted called A Simple Web Developer's Color Guide. And this woman goes through how she chooses her color palettes when she's developing a website. And she goes over her workflow and how she thinks about it. So the first thing you want to do is choose a base color. And there are like 10, it says here 10 million colors at any time. And choosing a base color is, you know, it's not as easy as it looks, because if you choose blue, there's so many different types of blues and they give off different feelings to them. So like here are some designs, and the blues are different on each one. So you know, choose your base color, and then what you want to do is you need to have one of the things you need is you need a white, you need a dark gray that would like serve as your black, and then you need, and you also a light gray can be very useful. Then you've got your base color, and then you need some sort of accent color. And so if you see on this page, the base color is blue. The logo's in blue, the buttons are in blue, but there's an accent color for the menu and for the headline here. And so a palette she has here is she has base, an accent, and a white, and then she adds her grays, and the grays function kind of like black. And so the final one here is you've got a white, a light gray, a dark gray, a base color of blue, and an accent of red. And this is going to be helpful because the reason you need a light gray is you might have a box that pops out. You need it to differentiate just a little bit. And the dark gray would be, you know, borders, or you can even use the dark gray as a text color. So like I said, black doesn't have to be black. White doesn't have to be white. A lot of sites, and I think this one included, they're not using black as their text color. They're using like a dark gray, like a 333, because it's easier on the eye. You don't notice it. You don't notice it, but it does make a difference. And you know, I don't know if this is pure white in the background, but a lot of sites have a really, really, really light gray because again, it's easier on the eye than using pure white. Just very, 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 very light. So when you're looking for the accent color, I put another reference here, the Peloton is nice. So once you've found your main color, you can add it in here. I think, yeah, you can type it in here somewhere. I think. Fine tune. Thought you could. You can choose it in here, and then it gives you an accent color down in the corner there. It's just really helpful. It's a nice tool. And then you can play with the saturation and the balance right in here. So there's another tool for you to reference. Okay. So how do we use these colors? It's just the same as like so far I've just been using words, because there are certain, I can't remember how many, like 100 and something CSS color codes, or that like gray, light gray. What have I been using? There's Dodger blue, there's tomato, there's green. You can just type the word in, and that's nice when you're just starting out, because yeah, if you haven't chosen your color palette yet, you can just use those as placeholders, and then fine tune the colors later. But we definitely want to work with more colors than 100 and something. There's millions out there, so we want to definitely be true designers here, and fine tune our colors. So in this case, you would just simply type in, let's see, do the body background, and then let's go find a color. Take this green, copy that, paste that in, and there we go. So it's as simple as that. You just, however you can find hex codes in Photoshop or Illustrator. You can find them in one of those tools I posted. You might find something else online. I also have an extension for Chrome called Color Picker. It's up here, and it allows me to grab the hex code of any color on a page that I like. So if I were here and I wanted, let's see, I wanted this blue right here, I could pick the color picker, go down here, pick color from page, grab it there. Wait, no, I didn't grab it. That was white. There we go. And then it copies the hex code to my clipboard. And then I could just paste it in. So any questions about color? No questions? There's two other things here. There's if you really want to get nerdy about the code side of color, as it says here, you can read this article. The second one, I really highly suggest you read it. And there's an interesting, I just thought this was an interesting video of this designer and how she takes colors and unifies them more together using this Photoshop method of doing like an overlay on it. I just thought it was an interesting technique to share. Okay, that's all I have to say about color. We have an exercise to do, but before that, I want to talk about the next project we're going to be doing. I think I mentioned it last time, the fan site. I've got a fan site project overview in here. You're going to be creating a fan site, so you're going to be choosing a topic of your choice, anything you would want to explore and be in detail about. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something, a musician or an actor or something like that. It can be, it could be like a social movement. You could do a fan site on the Me Too movement, you know, if you wanted to. It can be anything at all. It's just an informational website. And you're going to have 3 pages. You're going to have a home page, and this page would introduce introduce the viewer to what your site is about and have some sort of welcome and maybe an overview paragraph or something like that. And that would be your home page. And then you have 2 interior pages. The first one I'm calling a listing page. I'm just calling it because it's a list of more information about the subject matter. So it could be like a discography if it's a musician. It could be a timeline if you're doing, something historical, or like I mentioned last week, I had a student do the history of the pen. So she had a timeline there, and it had, a different, pen throughout history with the year on it. So it's just information that's broken down into a list-like format, but it's not necessarily like just a list. You'll have a lot of information. This is where you really get into the details, the nitty-gritty of your subject. So you'll have, you might have one listing might include a headline, a photo, and a paragraph. And then the next one would have a headline, a photo, and a paragraph. So just some sort of standardized format for presenting information like that. And then the gallery page would be on a page showcasing some sort of media. It's usually photos, but you could do video or audio if you want. And it's just a gallery of photos. You could have captions, or you could not have captions, but that's what the gallery page is. So you're going to get really good at optimizing photos and cropping them down to a standard format and coming up with some sort of creative layout for that. So your assignment for next week is mock-ups. You're going to be doing more mock-ups. So you're going to be going into Illustrator or Photoshop and showing me how the home page looks, how the listing page is going to look, how the gallery page is going to look. So you'll have 3 images to submit by next week. But the first thing you want to do in this is you want to nail down some sort of navigation, because you want your navigation to be consistent on every page. You don't want to just have navigation on the home page and then you click to another page and the navigation disappears. Because in truth, when you're making a website, you can't guarantee that everyone will just come to the home page first. When you do a Google search on things, a lot of times, like most of the time, you're ending up on an interior page because that has more to do with the search you made. So you need to have a consistent navigation on every page. And there would be 3 items in the navigation: the home page, the listing page, and the gallery page. You don't have to call it the listing page. I wouldn't recommend calling it the listing page because that doesn't make sense to other people, just to us. So like if it's a timeline, you would call it timeline maybe. If it's a discography, you would call it discography, something like that. And so you choose what you want to call these pages. You could call the home page home, or you could call it about, or something like that. So you decide that those details there. What questions do you have about this? None? Okay. If you have any questions, you can always just email me. Remember, it's just a mock-up. You're not coding anything. You're just submitting images of what you want the site to look like, just like you did with the type specimen. Okay, so let's move on to our exercise for today. If you go to Canvas, there's a page here, assignment file path exercise. Go ahead and click on that. And what we're going to be doing is I'm giving you a small website, a 3-page website, and some of the links to HTML files and some of the paths to images that are supposed to be displayed, they're broken. They're missing or they're written poorly. And your job is to fix those links so that the whole site works and is, you can click on all the links and all the pictures show up and everything. So go ahead, and there's a zip file here. Go ahead and download that and open it up. And what I recommend doing is, let me go ahead and download this and show you how I would open it up in Atom. Oops, wrong class. Okay, save, open. In order to open it up in Atom, what I like to do is just, instead of opening each individual page, because there's 3 pages in here, I would grab the whole folder and drag it onto, and this is how you do it on a Mac, I don't know about a PC, drag it onto the Atom icon. And it should show up. Oh, I think I held it too long. Let me do that again. Takes a second. There we go. So if you do that on the side here, you can see all the files and you can expand the folders to see what's inside of them. Go ahead and do that. Take a second to download it and then open it up in Atom. So once you've done that, let's pay attention right now to the file, the file structure, the different folders and the different pages that are inside of it. You can see that we have 1, 2, 3 folders, and we've got an index page. This file here, .bs store, ignore that. I actually don't know what that does. It's always there. So just pay attention. We've got 3 folders, and we've got our CSS is inside a CSS folder. Our HTML pages are inside an HTML folder, and our images are inside an images folder. Simple enough, except that we have 2 folders inside of the images folder. One called big. These are images of big dogs, and one called small. These are images of small dogs. And then we've got a main homepage image. There it is, these doggies.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to open it up in that file on the left side. How do I do that? I can't seem to get it to work.
Did you drag the folder onto the Atom icon?
Oh, okay. So drag it onto the Atom icon.
And that just automatically opens the whole thing. You can also, I think, add project folder or open project. If you can't see it, it's not the end of the world. You can look at the file structure in the regular Finder. If you just open it up, you can view the file structure in here as well to reference, but you do want to pay attention to that so you know how to write your file paths, so you know what's inside of what folder. So I'm going to go ahead and open this page so you can see it.
I think I got it to work, Professor.
Okay, great. How come that page isn't, my computer's in funky things today? Here we go. Okay. So it's a beautiful site, isn't it? Just riveting, just gonna win awards, I know. So there's 2 links on here. One about big dogs, and it goes here, and we can see some of the links are broken for the images, big dogs. And then over here, learn about small dogs. That link doesn't work at all. So we know on the index page, we need to fix that link right there. So you know, if you open the index page, you need to target that link right there, learn about small dogs. So then you would go back into Atom, and I'm going to open the index page. I'm going to look for that link, and here it is right here, learn about small dogs. And then the link is href, and I'm just typing the name of the file, and that link is not working. So I need to go back and I need to look at where is that file, small.html. Well, remember, if we just tell it to look for the name of a file, it's going to look inside that file's folder for the name of that file. And the index page is in the main folder. There is no file called small.html inside the main folder. It's inside another folder. So we need to write our file path. So we reference the folder that it's in, and then put a slash, and then put the name of the file we want to reference. So just, you know, to help you out here, we know that the other link works, right? The other one to the big dogs one. Wait, I'm on the wrong page here. So we can see that we want to go into the folder called HTML, and then put a slash, and then put big.html to link to the big page. So you'll need to fix that down in here. So the first page should be pretty easy for you. So I'll go ahead and fix that and add HTML. I'll give you this first one. I'm going to save that, go back, reload this page, and now click on there, and now I can see, these don't even show broken link. Okay, we'll have to take a look at those. That's funny, it doesn't show the broken link at all. But you can see up here, here's the file path that we just typed in to this page right here, up in the bar, the URL bar. So, but before you do this, I need to explain one more thing about file paths that I haven't gone over yet. And that is, how do you back out of a file? So for example, if you're in the small.html page and you want to link to an image inside of the images folder, if you just typed images / it wouldn't work, because there is no images folder inside of the HTML folder. What we need to do is go up a level. You need to back out of the HTML folder so that we're inside of the project folder, and then we can look for the images folder. And the way you do that is right here, dot dot slash, dot dot slash. So what that indicates is back up a level. Don't look inside of the folder you're in right now. Go outside of that and look inside of the folder that this folder is in, if that makes sense. So I have this diagram here. This is what your folder looks like. We're missing the CSS folder here, but that's, ignore that. So if you're inside of the big .html file and you need to grab this, an image from here, your file path will look like this, dot dot slash, which means go outside of the HTML, go back up a level, go to the path exercise folder. And then in there, look for the images folder. And then in there, look for the name of the file that you're trying to reference. Okay. Any questions? Sounds easy, but this, expect a lot of you to have some problems, and we can screen share so I can go through it. But go ahead and get started on that. And then when you're having problems, let me know and I'll take a look at your code. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, pay attention to that file structure and fix those links.
Professor,
Yeah.
the first fix that you showed us for the small HTML,
Uh-huh.
added the HTML first and then / and then it has the name of the file, and when I refresh it on the browser it says page not found.
Did you refresh?
I saved the change.
You save it, but you still have to refresh the page in the browser.
Yes. I did that and it says file not found.
File not found. Okay, let's take a look. Go ahead and share your screen so I can take a look.
So this is what we added, right? The HTML right here.
Yeah.
When I open it here, it says file not found.
File not found. Okay. Go back to, does the other link work? Go back.
This one works.
The dog ones works and the other one doesn't.
Huh.
Okay, let me take a look at your code again. Open up the HTML folder and let's make sure the page is in there. Yeah, it's in there. Go back to the browser. And up in the file path up there, click up in there, go to the end, take your cursor and go to the end and type in, instead of index.html, type in small.html. And the file's not working at all. Okay, so there's something wrong with that file. So go back to Atom. And then this is small.html. Gosh, this is weird. everything looks fine there. And when you make the change in the index.html, you save the change. Well, the file's not even working, so try what browser are you using?
It's defaulting to Edge.
It might be an Edge thing. See if you can open it in Chrome.
Okay.
No, I did it. Yeah. It's pretty easy.
It says your file can be accessed.
You grab the small.html file. Oh, there's
Yeah.
something wrong up there. Look, it doesn't have the .html. Go up to small, to the URL bar and type /.html before small, .html and then slash. And now load that page. So it's working. So, you're in Chrome. Go back to the homepage there. Not Adam, but just go hit the back button. Maybe twice. Okay. Okay, what I want you to do now is click on the page outside of the photo, right click, and go down to view page source. Okay, so somehow it's not being saved because you see there. So maybe you're saving to a different location than the HTML file. I mean the project folder, because the change isn't in there and you saved it. So go back to Adam and go to the index page tab there. Okay, what I want you to do is do a save. That's really weird. Do a save as. And then make sure you're inside, yeah, you're inside the right folder. Now hit save. Say yes. Save that and then try it again. Reload. It's not saving. Okay, what I would do is I would just close down what you have in Atom and just open it up again. So go to Atom and, oh, okay, all right, that works. Take the folder, take that folder, drag it over to Atom, close those tabs.
It did save.
Looks like it opened up the same the same one.
Do I extract the zip again?
Yeah, maybe try close that window. I don't know if it's I just open Atom without dragging the folder. See, it's opening the same folder again. We don't want it to do that. We want it to close completely. So instead of quitting Atom, close that project. I don't know how you do that on a PC. I usually just X out of it. Close window. Try close window. Okay. All right. Maybe try unzipping the folder again, or it opens it up again. Oh, okay. Did you drag the folder over?
No, I just opened Atom.
Okay. Huh. It still might be there if you put your cursor. Yeah, see the arrow? It still might be there. Okay, this is weird. The next thing I would do is just delete that folder off your hard drive altogether and then unzip it again and see if that works.
Okay. I'll do that.
How's everyone else doing?
I think I got it done.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I see all 3 images on all pages.
Fantastic. Then you're done.
Sweet.
Yeah. So now the next thing is to load it onto the server and then paste the URL in.
Okay, great.
If you're finished, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, if you're done, go ahead and upload it to the server and then just submit that URL into the assignment page. And that's all I have for you guys. I thought this would take longer, but you got it pretty well. So so you're free to go once you get that done, and just work on those mock-ups for next week. And I can't wait to see them.
Professor, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So I uploaded my trivia exercise from last week to the server, but I don't know how to share the link.
Oh, okay. You would do that. by going to, your link would be, and you can always find this if you go to the FTP info page that's up here, FTP instructions, I mean. And right here, it shows you how to find the link. So this is the domain name. And then it'd be your username. So it'd be Paulina C. And then if you did it right and you put it in GD50, you would put GD50/ and then the name of the folder, which
Oh, okay.
should be trivia. So you would be, there you go. There's your URL.
So Professor, after we're done turning it in, are we free to go?
Yep.
All right. All right, I'm done then.
Have
See
a
you,
great week.
Professor.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Professor, so I didn't really understand what the dot slash
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to here. // means go back a folder. So inside of, if we're inside of, like say we need to link to an image from, if we just said images, if I just typed in the this, it would look for an image inside of the folder that it's in. If I typed this, it would look for a folder called images inside the folder that it's in. There is no folder called images inside of the HTML folder. It's inside of the path exercise folder. So we need to go up a level. We need to back out of the HTML folder and we need to look inside of the path exercise folder. And that's why we type the /. So // says first, back out of this folder, go up a level, then look for a folder called images, then look for the name of the image. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, a little tricky at first.
And all that goes inside that quotation mark, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Professor.
Yeah.
I had to step away from my PC for a bit, and I kind of got lost on the process of getting it fixed.
Yeah.
It was like right before you started to do it, and I'm a little confused of where to go from here.
Okay. I'll hang out. I'll hang out. You can be right back.
No, I was gone like just now, and
Oh, you
I
were
just came back.
gone. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's see. So what we're doing is I'm giving you, have you downloaded the file?
Yeah, I have it downloaded. It's already all on Adam.
Okay. If you load it into the browser, this is what you're gonna see. So we've got, I think I fixed this link, but that link should be broken right here. I already fixed it, and I showed you guys how to do that. And then you'll notice on these pages, some of the links are broken. So we need to fix those links so that the photos show up and so that the first page is clickable. So what you want to do is in Atom, you want to really pay attention to the file structure here. So we've got 3 folders, and then we've got 2 folders inside of the images folder. So you're going to want to take, and when you first open this page, for example, it's going to look like this. So, so the index page, this link works, but this one doesn't. This is the way it's going to look. That's because the file path is written incorrectly. It's written just, small.html. And if we don't include the folder that it's in, it's going to look for a file called small.html inside of the main project folder, the path exercise folder. And there is no file called small.html inside of this folder. That file is inside of another folder. So we need to rewrite the file path here so that the link works. And one clue is, you remember the other links worked, the one to the big dogs. If we look up here, what it says is, it says html/big.html. So what it's saying is, look for a folder called HTML and then go slash and then look for a file called big.html. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Were you here when I went over the //
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So that's going to come in handy when you open up these files here, because you're going to be going from this is small.html, and you're going to need to back out of here and out of the HTML file, and which would involve doing a / and then go inside of the images file, and then go inside of the folder that it's in, and connect, and then type in the name of the image file. So you'll be changing those links as well to the images. So far, so good?
I think so.
Yeah. Do the first one, do the image page, the index page, and then move on to another one and see if you can get one of those images working.
Okay, so I got the big dogs right, but then I don't know why the small ones like won't appear.
Let me take a look. What does the big one look like? Okay. So the small ones aren't appearing.
Yeah. I put it in the image source, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Um,
So mine looks like it says images, then slash small, and then slash the chihuahua.jpg.
okay, so you're typing images, you're missing the dot slash, I think. Because you need to get out of that folder first, because there is,
Uh-huh.
the images are not inside the HTML folder. So you
Yeah.
need to get out of that folder first, and
Okay.
then you type images, then it can find that folder.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that and then get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't work.
Okay, let me have you share your screen. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead and share screen. Oh, you're still missing a folder there. Because look at the file structure over here. Inside of the images folder, there are two other folders, one called big, one called small.
Mm-hmm.
You're just saying go into the images folder and look for the Chihuahua picture, but the
Uh-huh.
image, it's the Chihuahua picture is inside of another folder. So you need to reference that other folder. So how would you do that?
I mean, I would put like small after the slash of the images slash, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Well, I don't. I think I tried that already, but it
Here,
didn't
let's
work
see. Small and slash.
like that.
Yeah. Save that and go back.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it worked. What?
Okay.
I think. Okay. Yeah, I think I did the reverse. I put small before images.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. You just got to go in the right order. Cool.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Professor?
Yeah.
So I already uploaded, I finished the path exercise and I uploaded to files or the server, and I'm trying to share the link, but this is all I'm getting.
Let's see. Go ahead and share. And you put it, oh, you don't have it inside of your GD50 folder.
Oh,
Yeah, you can just down there, you can just drag it over onto, I think you have to, yeah, there you go. And then
okay.
just double check. Now reload that.
Okay,
Here we
got
go.
it.
Yeah, you're done.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye, Professor.
Bye.
Hey, Professor.
Yeah,
So once we get all the images to load in, is that basically it?
yeah, that's it. As long as the links work and all the images are loaded, then you can go ahead and put that in your GD50 folder on the server.
Perfect. Yeah, I just got them all to load up.
Great.
All right. Let me see if I can load them up then.
How's everyone else doing? Cynthia, Tony?
I'm doing good. I just finished with my FileZilla, the link.
Oh, okay, great. Then you're done.
hmm Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to upload it to the FileZilla, and then yeah, I'm good.
Great. Then just grab that URL and put it into Canvas.
All right, then, Professor. I just uploaded it. I'm gonna upload it right now, actually. But I'm gonna get going.
Okay, great.
Have a good one.
Good
See you next
job.
week.
See you next week.
Have a nice rest of your day, Professor.
You too.
Thank you.
Good job.